Welcome back. I'm playing Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector, and we'll get started on our fourth tournament here. I'm going to be playing as the forces of Tyranids on this match. We are going to be playing the Ghostlands. It looks like our opponent's going to be the Blood Angels. It is a 60-point target for an 8-turn limit, and 1,500 points, I believe, is the army size here. So I've deployed a little bit of a different army composition because we need to play so aggressively with our movements here. So I have 2 primes, 4 warriors, 4 venom tropes, 3 gargoyles, and then with the rest of my points I went with all hormagaunts, and then I had a little bit of points left, so I had the 1 tormagant there as well. And so I think this should give me enough mobility and staying power to be able to just body block different points and be able to hold it to get to that 60-point target real aggressively here, because I assume he's going to go with an assault infantry build, and they're going to have trouble getting through all these units unless he goes with ham flamers, in which case I'm definitely going to regret my life decisions. But I don't see a lot of players use the hand flamers too often anymore, so I'm betting the bank. That's not how that saying goes. I forget how the saying is, but I'm betting everything on him not using those, so let's see what happens here. And then even if he goes with the Flamer Dreadnoughts, you know, with all these melee units, we should be able to take him out still, so that should be good. Now the points should be allocated on his turn, so it's going to be not only capturing the point but then holding it, so that's why I want to have all these bodies there, so I can just kind of body block on body block and see what we can do here. So surprisingly, he did not capture his point on his turn. I wonder if that bugged out, because he's got somebody on there. I hope that didn't happen to him on the tournament here. That's always such a kick in the dick when that happens, especially on something like this. Alright, so he's got the tornado with the assault cannon. Those Hellblasters had a hell of a shot there. I'm surprised he was able to get that much accuracy on me. I wonder if I can get you over here to try to land some shots. That's 55% chance to hit. If I move you over, will that increase your range? Yeah, it does by 10%. Your accuracy, I should say. It doesn't do anything for the range. Yeah, so that wasn't terrible. So now we'll move you up to here, because you should be able to attack. He's got a Librarian Dreadnought over there. We'll move you to here. And now you should get 2 synapse bonuses, yep. So I'll move you up another one. That gets you up to 70%. Good. And then I can move you back, like so. Because I don't have to worry about your grouping, since he doesn't have the heavy flamer. And then we'll move the venom tropes up. And we'll do that. We'll move you up here so he doesn't try to snipe my warriors down. And we can use your spore cloud, and then you're within range to just capture this. Yeah, he's got another land speeder here. He's got the lieutenant with the thunderhammer, so he could clear these guys out, unfortunately. So that's not good. And I think what I'm going to do is just keep the primes in the back here. I'll move you guys up there. Because what I want to why I want to body block these guys is because I can't have him using his jump infantry to snipe my primes right away. Because if he does, then I'm going to be in trouble, because I'm banking on them doing a lot of good damage once he jumps me here. So that's how my whole build is built around here, is counter-initiating him after he rushes to take some points here. And we'll move you back, assuming he's going to jump over here to capture that point, and then all these guys should get some shots into him. We'll move you up one. We still got the warriors back here. So I guess we'll move you over here, assuming he's going to jump somebody over this way. And then we just have to decide what we want to do over here. Let's do something like this. I have too many guys in the way here. I should have kept them back, then I could have got better shots. So that was a mistake with movements on these warriors here. We'll set you up with Overwatch this way. Ugh, I keep messing up. This way. There we go. That way if he shoots, you have a couple of synapses going. Alright, so the land speeder's moving up, using the assault cannon, which can't even do a squad wipe. Like I said, not a fan. Now, I'm sure if he would have got closer, he would have got a squad wipe, but he's being apprehensive about crossing, coming to take me out, which I understand. Alright, so he's jumping me. Alright. I was kind of hoping he was going to jump me with the lieutenant first. Oh, is he using the smash ability? Yeah, he's using this smash. Oh, he double smashed me. Interesting. Okay. Hellblasters are coming over. Who are you going to be shooting? Oh, he's wiping out the squad. That's actually not a bad idea because they can synapse on each other. Yeah, see, here we go. He's smacking me. Alright. I wonder if he did 2 attacks and he missed one, because it looked like he took damage there for some reason. That's one bad thing about the asynchronous, is it sometimes bugs out their movement, so it's hard to know. Alright, so the Hellblasters are using their special ability here. So the overcharge puts them at risk for suffering damage, but it increases their armor piercing and damage potential. Now, thankfully, by having those Venom Thropes there, that is allowing him to have trouble hitting me. Now, he put those Hellblasters in front there, so he had trouble moving the Librarian up here, and that bolter that he has is meant for kind of a shorter range, so that was a lot of distance he's shooting through, so that's why he did such terrible damage to me. But not too bad. I mean, even after his turn, I still have held 4 of these points here. So that should be quite a bit of, I think that's going to put me up to, what, 25 points or something like that? Yeah, 25 to 5, so that's working out to our advantage here. Now, I definitely want to kill his lieutenant, because we saw that that is his... Oh, shit, he's got a hand flamer. That is his commander here. So we'll bring you up to here. And we can shoot here. I don't think you guys can kill him in one attack, can you? No, what I should have done is attacked them with these guys and then done that, and I could have got my bonus attack. So that was kind of a bad attack, actually. Bad plan. Now, maybe what I'm actually going to do is I'll bring you up here. I can then jump here, get the kill. Okay, he's dead. We'll do the poison here. So now their accuracy is down. Ah, shit. Alright, those obstacles are in the way, so now you can't get a corner attack, but we can come over here. And then because they're weakened, that should be enough to get the kill. Alright, good. And now you can finish them off here. Good. So those guys are down. The other ones are poisoned and weakened. Now those guys with their pistols, they do have zone of control. If I come over here, though, I can lock down this land speeder or force him to attack these guys instead. So that's not too bad there. I could charge here. What I would really like to do is get you right into the center there and then create a killing field with the poison. Because that would give us bonus damage, but if I do this, you're going to be locked into that zone here by his zone of control. And I don't really want to get into a melee match against the librarian, because he will definitely kick the shit out of me. But if I move you guys over here and I do a double charge attack, I think that will break his zone of control.
Resist.
1 damage. Yes, it did. Alright, so we'll come here, do this. Now you can lock all those guys down. Let's lower their evasion and move you back to here, although that tornado will probably be enough to get the kill. And you can come up here. And you yep, with the evasion and everything else, you should be able to get... Come on. There we go. I was going to say you should be able to get some kills. There you go. Good. Alright. That was big. And we'll pull you back. Now... how do I want to do this? If I run you over here, I should be able to poison those Hellblasters and lower their accuracy. I can get the Termagants here. Can bring you over here, and I can increase the toxic presence, which should allow us to do bonus damage. We'll turn you here so he can't rear attack you. I could shoot them. Yeah, I can't get over there because of that stupid terrain. So maybe we start stacking some synapses over here, knowing we're about to lose a bunch of guys. I think I'm going to need to reinforce over here. How do I want to do this? I can get you over to here. Now you can't do damage, unfortunately, but I can have you shoot there. Have you shoot here. Let's move the venom thrope up here. It's just Overwatch and momentum, so I don't really care about that. Now, I would like to hold this left side, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to. Those guys still have a zone of control. That assault squad probably can jump behind me, but I'm not 100% sure. I feel like I should put you guys over here, because assuming he doesn't kill everybody over there, you should be able to start attacking some of these guys. Maybe even locking some of that down. I don't want to do it with my commander, because I'm hoping that with all the guys I'm about to suffer losses on, I can then do some venom strafing runs and really take out a lot of these infantry, assuming they're all stuck together. His Librarian Dreadnought's going to turn into his HQ, so I would like... Alright, and unfortunately our opponent decided to submit a turn right at the end of the tournament, so because it was my turn when the match ended, even though I had overwhelming point victories and my advantage was going to win both matches the following turn, Slytherin penalizes me as the player that did not complete his turns during the tournament, and therefore I suffered the loser penalties. So as you see, it docked me all of my points. So I got 3 points on the first match, 7 on this match here, and it gave him 60 points in his favor. So that definitely is a big kick in the wiener, but it is what it is, you know. I think it proved that my hypothesis for doing this mass swarm melee build actually worked out pretty well on this map. I think you could make an argument that maybe had I gone with the Tormagants instead of the Hormagaunts, that might have worked out a little bit better in our favor, because we would have had a bunch of Overwatch shots and things that could have happened. But I wanted to have that increased movement with the 60-point target, so we could get to those targets and just body block as much as we could. And then I'd also have a zone of control with their melee attack that would force units to then attack them. I think using the blinding venom with the gargoyles works out well. You know, it lowers their accuracy, it also lowers their evasion, so then your warriors can do more damage using those venom thropes to be able to not only soak up Overwatch, but to body block, so when guys are shooting at your warriors to take damage, and then to be able to just hunker down and defend points worked out pretty well. And then if you could position them in a way to get that toxic presence working too, that sets up areas where you're doing a bunch of bonus damage to any units that are stuck in there, and if they do have residual poison, they get double poison damage, so definitely becomes a very powerful ability. Yeah, he had good use on his lieutenant. Thankfully, the evasions worked in our favor, so I was not able to be wiped off of that point on that very first turn, so it was going to guarantee that we were going to be able to get the wins, because again, 60-point targets, you just need to pretty much strategy is minimal. It's build an army that can get to the strategic points as fast as possible, and just have enough guys to be able to body block things so you're able to hold it, which is why I don't really like the 60-point target, but I think this is a good example of a force that you could definitely use, especially if there's lots of obstacles. If you're going to have a big open map, I would have gone with more of the Tormagants, and then I would have been able to have more guys there, and then maybe even capitalized a little bit more. Capitalize a little bit more on a little more gargoyles, because that's a unit that's really grown on me. Now, gargoyles are pretty terrible if you're fighting the Necrons, because you're paying all that extra money for movement and the blinding venom, but it doesn't work on any organic units, which is ironic, and I've always thought this was a stupid thing that it doesn't work on the Necrons, because it does work on the Tau stealth suits and battle suits and all that stuff. So why it doesn't work on the Necrons, I don't understand. So I don't really like that myself. I think the Tyranids need every kind of buff that they can get, because so many of their units are squishy. It's not like a Tyranid versus Necron matchup is real lopsided. If anything, it's a very hard matchup for the Tyranid player, because if you're doing swarm tactics and they go with a living lightning build, you're just screwed. So you have to do kind of a mix there. But overall, good job to our opponent. Again, he went with a very heavy Hellblaster build, so that allowed us to really just outmaneuver him. We could just do way more killing and hold out a lot more than what he can do. So those Librarian Dreadnoughts are definitely very powerful units, but he needs to be more aggressive with them. I mean, they're a mixture of tank and melee, and he was using it mostly as a ranged unit, but it's that melee attack that allows them to do incredible amounts of damage. So you want to get them in there and capture the points, use your tornadoes to reinforce them, and then if they've been engaged, then you want to use that land speeder tornado with a heavy flamer to get rid of any kind of weak chaff that's in the way, because especially if I'm doing a swarm and I have, you know, a bunch of guys blocked together, you can kill 3 units if they're all blocked together with one flame attack, and then that'll get you almost enough momentum to get double attacks with your heavy bolters, which are pretty good against dealing damage against the warriors and other more dangerous units. The Hellblasters generally aren't totally necessary, maybe 1 or 2. He likes to use the basic loadout with the Hellblasters, which is reasonable if you're not sure if you're going to be fighting a elite heavy armored force versus a swarm tactics, because of all those shots it stops you from overkilling. Whereas if you just have the heavy plasma incinerator loadout, yeah, you can one-shot the primes and a lot of other important units, but if you're fighting swarms, then they're effectively going to kill like 1 or 2 models per squad every turn, and you get way too much overkilling with those. So definitely I think doing assault infantry build is always a good way to go. Predators are generally a really good option, especially on these maps where you want to hold the position, because that twin assault cannon can just kill anything, and it's really good at clearing out units as well. And then the assault marines can kill pretty much anything in melee, and if you give them the hand flamers, they can kill guys. I do full squad wipes even when they're there's several models down, and then if you're fighting more elite units, then they can use the crack grenade, so it gives you a lot of different options. The other thing that's really good against the Tyranids are, this is one of the areas where the Death Company really shine, because they start out with increased momentum, and so if you do a squad wipe with a flamer on them, then that's going to be enough to do a second attack, and then you can do a second flamer attack, and then you've effectively wiped out 2 whole units of Tyranids before you're even starting, so before they can engage you back. So definitely can be a very powerful unit if you're doing a swarm tactics, and if you're fighting more elite, they with their chain axes can do more damage. Now unfortunately, I think with every kill they get, they go to the Black Rage, which lowers their evasion further, which I always thought was kind of a stupid thing. I wish they didn't have that. I mean, it's fine to lower their accuracy, but by lowering their evasion, it's like you just make them an easier target, because it's not like they have a lot of evasion to begin with. So, you know, the whole point of them costing extra is they get a little more armor, a little more health, and then you want to get this damage buff going, but the more you stack it up, the easier it is to kill them, and so that gets to be frustrating to keep them alive and get those advantages, because they are more expensive than the basic assault marines, which is why nobody tends to use them, or very few people use them, or they use 1 or 2 models in there, because for the cost, the assault marines have a damage buff, they have a crack grenade, and they can have just as much movement as the other guys, and I think they're cheaper. So that's why I wish it was kind of like how they do it with the orcs, where they put caps. I think they need to cap the amount of assault marines you get to encourage more diversified play, because what everybody does is just buy as many of the assault marines as they can, and then they build the rest of the army around that. And why the orcs have caps on their storm boys, I don't understand, because I find that I tend to get more bang for the buck with the Assault Marines than I do with the Orc Storm Boys. I mean, yes, if you have all the buffs going around them, they get to be quite powerful, but the whole point of the Storm Boys is they have all that mobility, so it's hard to get your War Boss and your Pain Boy and your Big Mech and the other guys that are buffing them up that close to the Storm Boys to get them just out of control. So that's just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth, but definitely was a brutal matchup here, and I think we all saw that I was going to win this match, damn it, and I did not get 7 points. But if you're going back through people's records and you're seeing matches where you're seeing these weird single points, I wasn't sure what that was all about, but when your opponents are not completing their turns, then that's how it's penalized. Now, how it decided to give me 3 points versus 7 points, I'm not quite sure, but it's pretty much whoever's turn it is when the game is completed that didn't finish are the ones that the Slytherins just automatically going to default were the people who caused the game not to finish, which is unfortunate because, again, these were matches I was playing. I was definitely available, and then he just wasn't available, and then sneaked in this turn on the very end of the tournament, so that's unfortunate. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe to encourage me to post more content for you. And if you're a new player and looking for some help on multiplayer, I have lots of matches online on my channel here that you can watch, and I also have faction and unit guides to give you my thoughts about every unit, how to use them, and what their empowered abilities include. So have a great day.